Well, welcome everyone. Today we will explore the concept of absolutism. Absolutism is a political system where a single ruler, often a monarch, wields absolute power over the government. Under absolutism, the ruler is not bound by laws or a constitution, and granting them complete authority over all aspects of the state. The Grand Palace interior shown here symbolizes the power and opulence associated with these regimes. So let's examine how these historical events shaped the rise of absolutism. The Protestant Reformation in the 16th century significantly weakened the Catholic Church's political power. The emerging Protestant denominations challenged the Church's authority, leading to conflicts like the 30 Years' War. The Peace of Westphalia in 1648 marked a turning point, granting legal toleration to different Christian churches and diminishing the Catholic Church's influence. This shift paved the way for the rise of secular centralized states and the development of the modern nation state system. So let's now look at the role that merchants also played in supporting these strong centralized states. In the 17th century, European merchants favored strong centralized states that could provide economic and political stability. They saw protection of trade routes and a consistent regulatory environment. As European monarchs consolidated power from the nobility, they built professional bureaucracies that centralized administration, taxation, and the military. This reduced local lords' influence and strengthened the authority of the crown, creating conditions for economic growth. So let's look at the military aspects as what next. The rise of professional, well-trained standing armies was essential for absolutist monarchs. These loyal forces enforced the ruler's authority and suppressed potential rebellions. With powerful armies, absolutist rulers could pursue expansionist policies and engage in wars of conquest. By investing in sophisticated military organizations, monarchs could directly control their armed forces, using military might to maintain order and authority. And now we'll look at how absolutist rulers built bureaucracies loyal to the crown. And absolutist rulers established professional bureaucracies directly loyal to them, staffed by educated officials who implemented state policies. This system minimized the nobility's influence, enabling monarchs to consolidate power effectively. With trained officials responsible for tax collection and law enforcement, these bureaucracies improved governance and further strengthened the monarch's control over the kingdom. Codification of laws was a key strategy for absolutist rulers to standardize legal frameworks across their territories. By establishing a unified set of laws, monarchs promoted order and compliance with their policies. This process increased centralization and reinforced the monarch's supreme authority, ensuring that laws applied consistently throughout the kingdom. Absolute monarchs also required nobles to reside at the royal court, allowing for close monitoring and control over their power. By limiting nobles' economic and political autonomy, monarchs weakened their ability to challenge authority. Extravagant court rituals promoted competition and deference among the nobility, further ensuring the monarch's dominance. Now let's look at this concept of the divine right of kings. The divine right of kings was a powerful concept during the age of absolutism. Monarchs believed they ruled by divine appointment, accountable only to God. This idea, which gained prominence after the Protestant Reformation, allowed kings to exercise near absolute power, making their authority unchallenged by earthly institutions. And the divine right of kings drew parallels between the absolute authority of the church and that of the monarch. Just as church power was seen as divinely ordained, so was the monarch's. Challenging the king's authority was akin to heresy, resulting in severe consequences. This divine sanction was crucial for consolidating the monarch's position and legitimating their absolute rule. Despite their power, however, absolute monarchists often face financial challenges due to the nobility's resistance to increased taxation. The nobility, holding significant resources, could block the crown's revenue-raising efforts. This struggle for funds made it difficult to maintain armies and respond to crises, leading to frequent conflicts between the monarch and the nobility. Now, the 30 Years' War heightened the need for a balance of power in Europe, limiting the dominance of any single monarch. Rulers recognized that unchecked power could lead to instability and conflict. This necessitated diplomatic negotiations and strategic alliances to maintain equilibrium among nations. Absolutist monarchs had to navigate a complex geopolitical landscape, making concessions and forming alliances to preserve their authority. The need for balance restricted their ability to act unilaterally, demonstrating that even absolute rulers could not escape the influence of other states and the necessity of cooperation. The rise and fall of the absolutist monarchies profoundly impacted modern governance. Although absolutist rule faced limitations and evolved into more democratic systems, the legacy of absolutism remains significant. Centralized authority, strong state institutions, and codified legal systems laid the groundwork for the modern nation state. The ideological justification of divine right, while challenged, continues to influence political thought today. So thanks so much for your attention, and I hope this presentation shed a little bit of light on the complexities of absolutism.